Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to another exciting video where we discuss current affairs affecting South Sudan or the things that are happening in the world's youngest nation. Today we are going to talk about one of the counties in South Sudan, and this is the county that I actually come from. This is Nyuong or Payinjiar County. Nyuong or Payinjiar County is found in the southernmost part of Unity State, South Sudan. It's bordered by Rumbek and in Lake States, and also Mayandit and Ler counties. This is an area that is covered mostly by the marshy sand swamps. So the River Nile is really going through here, and most of us are known as fish eaters. So I enjoy fish a lot, and everywhere we go, we actually miss fish. We also keep a lot of cattle, so we have a lot of cows, and we have maintained our traditions. In fact, some of the richest cultural traditions of the Nuer people could still be found in Nyuong, because we have been very far away. I always say it, that we have been at the periphery of most town kind of life, because when people moved to Khartoum, most of us were left in the southern part, and when people moved to East Africa and other places, because of the wars, we managed to stay in those areas, and so Nyuong still is a vibrant area of culture, and the strength of South Sudan people can be seen there in terms of resilience and the way we do things. But what we mean here today is not about talking about Nyuong as a county or letting people know who are these people who live here, but it's some interesting political developments that have been going on today, that have happened today. The governor of Unity State finally visited Nyuong. Wow. This is celebrated by Nyuong everywhere today. And I thought of coming live and share some few ideas or views of this visit by the governor. First of all, since South Sudan got independence in 2011, 9th of January, there is no single governor that has ever visited Nyuong County. And I tell you that Unity State is the oil-rich state in South Sudan. So most of the oil that comes from South Sudan is actually derived from Unity State. So when you look at all that period, without a single governor visiting this resident of the state, it tells you a lot of things, right? It talked about some sense of alienation, some sense of some sort of marginalization, to just put it bluntly, that these people are seen as they are members of the state, but if anything they want to do, they have to go to the capital, Bentiu, to be able to do businesses, to access school, to access hospital or medical care, save for the NGOs that were established there since the Operation Lifeline Sudan in the late 1980s. So in terms of education, people, including me, actually went through UN schools that were set up by the UN, or way along by the sons and daughters of Nyuong, who had gone to other areas and acquired education and came back and thought of they want to contribute. So if a people cannot be visited by the government that serve them, right, it is very unfortunate. And this has made it look like Nyuong has been at the periphery. I tell you, whenever there are issues, especially in the 2013 erupted wars, Nyuong stood out, right? stood with one of the leaders in South Sudan, which is Dr. Riek Machar. But of course, some also stood in various other political parties. But in the peace agreement of 2018, Nyuong is assigned, as the assignments were being done, is assigned to the SPLM-IO. And since it was largely IO during the war, it was thought that Nyuong, in terms of the political cake or the positions that were being divided in South Sudan, would be rewarded, right, by SPLM-IO. What they received was a commissioner. And if you know, a commissioner is not given to you as a people. The commissioner is always a position for the people of the land. That was a great insult. But why did I come then? Because the governor was given to IG in Unity State. Why do I come on this? The visit by the governor is essential because he has actually made history. Coming to Nyuong for the first time, no governor has visited Nyuong land since independence. I think General Tabandengai, who was the governor during independence, went there before independence of South Sudan. And that was during elections. He was looking for votes. So actually, Nyuong are just important for votes. I would say this. And not just Nyuong. You could go across South Sudan. There are some counties that have never seen their governor. If there are none, then Nyuong must be in the list. So Nyuong must be maybe the most marginalized people in the world. Because it was not until last year, 2023, that Nyuong could have internet in the area. Despite the internet antennas being put up by former Commissioner Peter Gatwech long time ago. And that is what I will call unfortunate politics. So, as the son of Nyuong, I'm just saying that it is high time that Nyuong come on top of the table where things are discussed and not lay below the table. It is for this reason that I want to congratulate the governor, although we are not in the same political alignments, that what he has done is something that is worth of being noticed. But because he has created history, although he's not going to take anything to Nyuong, or he might not take much to Nyuong land. Come now to my point, my main point why I do this video, is that a lot of Nyuong now are celebrating this visit by the governor today. A lot of celebration. My question is, which I raise and ask Nyuong people, but also to South Sudanese, is that should a visit by a governor or by a leader be celebrated? And why? I have a challenge with this. I think since the era of the SPLM, since the beginning, and during the liberation struggles, some of us were young at the time, and the names of our liberators were sung, and they were revered. Yeah, we sang them in schools, on parades, or whenever we are running around, whenever we are playing with the mad soldiers. These are our heroes. So since getting independence, there is some sense of cultism, what I may call Zolkabir. Zolkabir means the big man, or big manity, or the big man theory, if you are familiar with this theory. That there is some sense of big man things that in South Sudan we carried on from the liberation struggle to when we are now an independent state, where leaders are worshipped, almost worshipped. Some of the leaders have taken advantage of this. Politicians have taken advantage of this. That even though I am a member of parliament of Nyuong or any other country in South Sudan, it does not matter whether I deliver services to the people. And some, by the way, have served for many years on these dockets. It does not matter what I do, as long as I am representing these people. They still see me as the leader, the rebel leader, the Zol Kabir, the big man or the big woman of this area. So regardless of me doing so little or nothing in the state or in the county, I will always be some sort of worshipped. I have something against this kind of worshipping of leaders. And this is taking Africa down, not just Africa, but South Sudan in particular. Because our people are still celebrating people who do not deliver services to them. And this is why I'm doing this video today, because Nyuong at the moment is submerged in water. It is underwater for several years now. The previous governor never visited Nyuong because, of course, he could not even move because there was a lot of water. Plus, he did not even take the courage to go and see these people, his people, like the governor have done, this current governor have done today. So, people in South Sudan are expected to follow a leader irrespective of whether they are giving services or not. Leadership positions across the world are meant for service delivery. You become a representative of the people. You have a contract, a mutual contract with the people so that you can deliver services to them. You can build roads. You can build schools. You can build hospitals. You ensure that these hospitals are stocked with medicine or medication. You ensure that the schools have quality. And these are some of the reasons I've always said that for us to achieve the Vision 2030, okay, the Sustainable Development Goals, the UN Sustainable Development Goals in Africa, and especially in my own backyard where I come from, places like now in Nyuong County, how do we achieve the goals? When we talk about quality education being achieved by 2030. While for us, we do not even have the quantity part. Because even if you have the quantity, then you can talk of quality. Our people have been marginalized for a very long time. In Unity State itself, a huge county with hundreds of thousands of people do not have a single quality high school, quality college, quality university. Let me not even talk about quality. Even quantity is not there. It is shameful. So as the governor visits today, I know my people of Nyuong, especially the elderly people, the original, I will call them, the original Africans, the original Nuer people, the original Nyuong people, will ask fundamental questions to the governor. Because that's what I know of Nyuong. The first thing he will maybe ask is, what have you come to do? We are now in water, my son. So the governor, you have done a really good thing to go to Nyuong land, but expect Nyuong to welcome you with questions. And I hope that you will not just come with the political answers, because everybody has always come to tell Nyuong A, B, C, D, while nothing has ever become out of this. The most important thing that you must do now, as a governor, is to ensure that the water is done away with. And how can this be done? There are several ways. Consult with Nyuong, they will tell you. But the most important thing is that construction of the dike, which will save lives of Nyuong in that area. And not only Nyuong, because Nyuong is inhabited by most of the Unity State civilians since the war, because everybody went there for safety. So what I'm saying is, it is high time Nyuong and other people stop celebrating leaders because they have come to visit us, because mere visit does not give us food on the table. Mere visit does not educate our children. Mere visit does not stop the water from the Nile to overflow and affect our crops and produce. Our animals are dying every time. Now our people are moving. A mass exodus. We move to our brothers in Lake State. This is something that must be asked of every leader in South Sudan. And not just Unity State or Nyuong. We have seen the current leader, the current governor. He just came into office. He's a young man, relatively young, educated, and we already see by the few things that he's trying to install that there might be hope of such kind of leaders. These are the people we need. I think it's high time for the liberators to give way to the young generation, who will know how to develop the country, who will focus on development rather than destruction, rather than nepotism, rather than uncleism, if I may call it. Because I have seen that uncleism is becoming a career in South Sudan. When you have an uncle, yeah, when you have an uncle, then you are deemed to be on the right side of history, especially when that uncle is on the eating table. So I'm cautioning my people of Nyuong that let us celebrate cautiously. Let us celebrate with dignity. Let us question. Why have we been neglected for all these years? Is South Sudan for everybody? Is unity state for us all? And Nyuong are people in unity state. Because for far too long we have educated our own children. We have educated ourselves in camps. We have traversed the world, but there's no single service by the government. It is high time that we ask these questions. Because with time, if these things are not needed, then Nyuong should have an administrative area as well. Because the level of marginalization in Nyuong is massive. Compared to Ruang, and all the other administrative areas. I think Nyuong, that will be the direction. If we are not going to be seen as people anymore. Our people are really dying now as we talk of cholera and other diseases. So I do not think, and especially I've seen this on the so-called intellectuals celebrating the arrival of the governor. We should ask questions instead. It is a good sign that the governor visited us. But why is this the only time that this has happened? Why? We must educate our people. We should not celebrate mediocrity. Mediocrity should not be celebrated. Let us celebrate services. If the governor erects a school today in the Payinjiar headquarters, or build a dike, and then open it up, let us celebrate, because that is a service he has given to our people and to his people, and something that we will be proud of, and Nyuong will be proud of him. If he leaves tomorrow with only his body having been seen, without actually pledging something that he will do, and he must do, although he will have to go back, of course, to his duties in the state headquarters, and then there is nothing that he has done. It is high time that our people receive services. It is high time we give these services ourselves. These are the things that we do in private. But when a government is there, we should not do the work of the government. We young people are the ones educating our people. The few of us who have gotten some sense of education or have hustled their way through life are the ones educating our young people. One person is educating thousands of people. Okay, not thousands, but at least hundreds. One person. I know this is a case of other South Sudanese, but I'm speaking of Nyuong today because this is where I come from. And also we have been visited by a governor today, and I have this history. And I do not know much about other places of South Sudan. If you feel that also in your county, that what I'm talking about is true, that you do not receive services, but people are celebrating leaders who do not give anything back, and then you have to join me in this conversation, and let's carry it forward. Thank you, Governor, for visiting Nyuong today. You have made history for visiting Nyuong for the first time since independence. This is history you have created. You will be the first governor to visit Nyuong after independence, after 13 years. Although there have been governors before that, before you. This one is history you have created. I do not know you, but I am a person who will speak out of the truth and out of the good thing that somebody have done. So this is something that we have given to you, but do not leave with Nyuong in water. Do not leave Nyuong without promising something concrete that you will do and that you must do before your tenure ends. This is my message to you. This is when Nyuong will celebrate you better. I'm doing this video today because I will not be there to welcome you, because I would have told you when I'm there. Thank you very much. I'm not part of your party, but I'm happy that you went to visit Nyuong. But I let our celebration not only be because we have seen you physically. Nyuong must stop celebrating leaders because we have seen them physically. We must see what the leaders have done. We are here for actions. Thank you very much. God bless Nyuong. Gatwech Dual.